Hey everyone, my name is Brooklyn Perkins and I'm from Jacksonville State University, and today I'm going to be talking to you just a little bit about an educational platform. So I'm going to be talking to you about the Seesaw application. It's very interactive and how you can use it in your classroom. And as I said before, my name is Brooklyn Perkins. So Seesaw is what we're going to be talking about today, and this is its logo. This logo is going to be seen all over the app, and if you have the app or anything, I'm sure you've seen it before. So the motto, or what they say a lot during Seesaw or in its app, is Seesaw is where learning happens. And that's pretty much because learning can happen anywhere through this application. So a little bit more about Seesaw is that it's a student-driven portfolio, and it allows students to be in control of their own learning, and it provides access to families, teachers, and classmates to comment, give feedback, and express themselves on it. So Seesaw is free for some people. Anybody can use it as a free, but it does have limited access, so you can't do everything that you could with the next price range up and everything. So next is Seesaw Plus. It's $120 per year, and there's more activities available on it. And then last, there's Seesaw for Schools. So that would be like administrators, they have control of it, and then teachers would be in control, and then parents would also be able to see. So you have to request a quote for that. So there are 10 million teachers, students, and family members who use Seesaw. When you're using Seesaw, first you have to create an account. So this would be done as the teacher, and it allows you to become a member and add your students in your classroom. Second, you have to set up your classroom and add your students to it. So a cool feature about this is that you can add several classrooms, so you can keep everything organized if you have multiple groups of students that you're working with. Third is you can customize your settings to specifically meet the needs of your students. So that means you can differentiate and everything to best meet your students' needs. So through the settings, you can edit your color scheme, your page, and make it unique to your classroom. You can specify your grade level so that all your content reaches your students in the ways that they need it. Your class page and your name can be edited and corrected to how you want it. And then also there's multiple teachers who can be in control of it. So there's a very nice collaborating key that can be used. So what students see. So you use the settings tool to control what students see when they are on Seesaw. So what your students can see is what you can edit, and that's seen in settings, just like I said. So students can do likes or comments. So if it's enabled, they are able to like and comment on other students' work. And if you allow this, you have to make sure, but it's a controlled setting because students could copy or things could be said that you don't want, so you need to make sure you're monitoring it. So students can also see each other's work. So when this is enabled, students can see other students' work before they complete their own, and it allows copying to be selective. So you really have to be selective of what you show, is what I'm saying, because you don't want students to be able to copy, so maybe after they submit, they can see other students' work. And then last, you can edit to where when a new item is added that you approve it so that you're seeing it first before all other students see what other people add. So there are 3 easy ways for students to log into Seesaw. First, you can use a shared device and use student codes. This can be like with a QR code as I have here, so you can scan that and it'll take you to the Seesaw website. Second, they can do it through an email or through Google, so they can log in using their email and password. And you really need to make sure that they're comfortable doing this, so this would probably work best for older students who are 4th grade and above. And then last, you can do a device with a student code, and that's where the student signs in using a class code, and then they'll find their name on the list and go from there. So secondly, we have family access. So when a student shares their work, families can see it. So first, you must enable students for their families to be able to see it and have access to it. Send the families an invite. When the families click on the invite, they'll have access to all of their child's work. And this allows families the opportunity to like, share, and comment on their child's work. And it also makes the student feel proud and accomplished for what they've done in the classroom. and with their education. So also students can add to their journals using Seesaw. So on your journal, you can add photos, files, videos, notes, drawing, and links. So after students have done work, maybe it's on their paper or anything, and they want to add that to their journal, they can just take a picture of it, do a video, or if they've done something on Google Photos, anything like that, or Google Slides, they can insert that link and it'll always be in their journal to follow them. So annotation students can add. So students can do voice recording for up to 5 minutes on a response. They can draw on worksheets or anything with Seesaw, and also they can add text with the text tool. So the ways that teachers use Seesaw, they can use it for assigning work, a classroom blog, communication, that's key, feedback, a library of activities are available, and then a digital portfolio. So assigning work. Teachers can assign work to students via Seesaw. This can be in a simple format of like a scanned worksheet, or it can be more difficult and involved by like a step-by-step tutorial. Teachers can view each of the students' assignments at once to identify their understanding and go there from their teaching. So it acts as an assessment. So how to add assignments, I have a QR code here, and that takes you to another video that's going to teach you how to add assignments to Seesaw. So if you want to take a minute and scan this QR code, go ahead and do that. And again, that's how to add assignments to Seesaw. Next is the classroom blog. So by having a classroom blog, it allows teachers to create a shared space to display the students' work. It can be public or private depending on the settings of your Seesaw account. Options are available to have it protected by a password so your students are safe, and it gives students the opportunity to begin creating their digital footprint and learning how to use the internet in a good and safe way. Next, speaking with students. So through communication with Seesaw, it's a great channel of communication between teachers and students, also with parents and students. Students learn the proper way to handle communication, and announcements are sent out very easily. Next, feedback. It can be given through text and audio recordings. It's an easy way to share redirection and encouragement to your students. So a library of activities are available through teachers. So if I created something and you liked it and I shared it with you, you're able to pull that from Seesaw. So you can do lessons, activities, and worksheets through this. Next, the digital portfolio that I talked about before, students are able to compile all of their work in one spot. So throughout the years, this can build and build, and so people can look back and see where they began and where they are now. Work can either be completed on Seesaw or uploaded through pictures, as I said before, and teachers can use this to keep track of students over time in their learning and their goals. Number 5, differentiation through Seesaw. So a differentiated classroom should still feel like a community. It shouldn't be like we're in 3 different classrooms, and that's a quote from Nancy Anderson. So flipped learning activities that can happen through Seesaw is teachers can create learning activities for students. Directions can be recorded and heard at later times, and this ensures that differentiation is taking place and all learners are getting that same education in Seesaw and through this classroom. So this is also through voice instructions. So teachers can add instructions that help students who struggle to read. Recordings, so students can respond to work by recording themselves and talking or presenting. And this is a great way for struggling writers, and it also helps people get ready to present for later in life. And then different assignments. So it allows teachers to have different forms of assignments, have them leveled just to meet the needs of all students. So just like I said before, learning can take place anywhere with Seesaw. So just like with going virtual, how we have been, Seesaw can be used from anywhere in the world with internet access. So virtual school, teachers can load work onto Seesaw for students if they go virtual at any time. Work is able to be done asynchronous through this site, and it's a great tool for teachers to use in the pandemic, just like we've come out of or still in some places. Number 6, how to include Seesaw in your classroom. So teachers can use Seesaw for check-ins in the mornings with their students, see how they're doing. I can statements, so get your students able and ready to learn. They're getting I can statements ready for the day. Let students tell about their weekend on Seesaw, have oral presentations. You can send out the newsletter. Students can read books on Seesaw, and assessments can be done through Seesaw. So I have a handout here, and it's just a little bit more information about Seesaw. And wrapping up today, I have a QR code, scan it, and it'll take you to my Google Doc where this information is listed. Thanks for listening to me about Seesaw, and here are my sources.